Shalom, 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 family. You're with your boy Nostro T. We're live here at Frescofm, and Black Economy Education begins today, and we're going straight to it without wasting much time, guys. I'm going to introduce my guest. My guest is Mr AM Ralubuvhi. He's a friend of mine, and we've been communicating, opening a lot of thoughts on this topic, and today we say no, we're going straight on air, sharing, but we're going to start by breaking it down. Mr. A Ralubuvhi is going to be with us on air in just a minute. I'm going to call him right away, and then we break down this topic that we are introducing to you guys, Black Economy Education. Guys, we were going to break it down for you guys. We're going to define it for you guys, what it means, and we're going to even share with you guys what came into my head when I thought, okay, why Black Economy Education? And guys, it will be so nice if you go and share with friends, those who are tuning in right away, and share with friends. Tell them that it's happening here at Frescofm. We're unpacking everything, and we're making sure that we bring that information that it's needed. This is Business Chat Show with your boy Nostro T, and go share with friends on our Facebook page. There we're there, and you can even catch this interview on YouTube if maybe your friend missed it out. We're going to share it on our YouTube channel and Instagram. Go and like us there, or follow us, share with friends, guys, that here at Frescofm it's happening. DJ Tents, the mix was so nice. And wow, we were just dancing. I was just dancing myself, ready to go on air and introduce my guest and the topic of the day, which is Black Economy Education, which me myself, as I define it, it's a system of knowing that the production, the trade, the consumption, and we're going more deep on it. We're going more deep on it. Myself, I made sure that I was prepared, and then right away we're going. I'm going to call my guest right away without wasting much time. So sometimes you should honestly see this language. Yes, it's not ours. It's not ours. So sometimes if you find I'm not using the proper English, yeah, you can say, hey, yeah, or you're more than welcome to help me out and help me there and there. Or, hey, my brother, this is how you can say this, is how you can say this, is how you can say it. So what I'm saying right away now is that we're calling straight our guest at 2:05. 2:05 we're going to be with our guest. We're going to call the guest, and as at the background, DJ Tense is still doing the things, guys, still doing the things. And I know, guys, you heard about the president, what the decision that he took. Hey, there's a lot that is happening, guys. We're going to that later on. If you want to go on that, you should share. I was told by a friend of mine what he just did in the morning. After saying no, we're not going to agree with what in the morning. Things are changing. I don't know, but then I was told by a friend that I stay with here. So guys, let's go straight to our topic. I'm calling my guest right away, Mr. Ralubuvhi, guys. Share with friends that we are on air, and it's happening, guys. It's happening. You're with your boy Nostro T. We're live here at Frescofm. Without wasting much time, let me call him right away, Mr. Ralubuvhi. DJ Tense. Bravan me. Shalom, my friend.
Shalom.
Yeah, how are you, Mr. A Ralubuvhi?
I'm good. How are you, Buba?
I'm good. Yeah. Buba. I'm Nostro T this side,
Hey, Mr. Nostro T.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, but then Booba is Booba, you know. We've been Booba, I've been Booba. So I can't run away from being Booba, you know.
True.
Yeah. So how are you? How's been your day? And we've been talking, and you told me that you had some test and everything. How did it go?
All good, man. Thanks for asking. It was all good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. So you can introduce yourself. It's very nice for the listeners. Listeners will want to know who's Mr. AM Ralubuvhi. You can say some of the things yourself, my friend.
Of course. I'm like you said, I'm AM Ralubuvhi, and I'm very passionate about my people. I'm passionate about our future, our present, and I'm willing to invest myself, my time in development of our people. There's not much to say about me. I don't have many qualifications, if we can say that, but my passion qualifies me to talk about what has been very vital to our people. Yeah.
That's very nice. Thank you very much for that small introduction. And you know, I told you I made a mistake, and I said A. I forgot the M. I hope we're good on that.
Yeah, we are good. We're good. No worries.
No worries. Thank you very much, man. Talking of qualifications and all stuff. Sort to go on this side, but then is it that we are not privileged enough to get the qualifications we want, or is it that okay, how can I put it? But I know already you get me. Yeah,
I understand what you're saying, but it's not about being fortunate or being misfortunate.
Yeah.
Of course, that those are factors that can also participate.
Yeah.
But as Black people, we have been disadvantaged for a long time. Most of us have degrees and qualifications, but unable to use those things. Some of us have studied but never completed, but we have learned whatever we have learned from what we studied. It's a matter of commitment. It's a matter of being principled enough to know what you must know in order to thrive in this world, and then make other people's lives better, around you. And yes.
This is proper, because as we are going on our topic of the day, Black economy education, I even shared that we have to break it down, as we're starting. We have to break it down as Black economy education, to define it and share it with friends. Myself, I defined it by my own way, but then I thought, I think maybe even on your side you tried something. Can you share if you already defined Black economy education?
No, it's not as simple, but it's as literal as it is. I like to call it African economic education, because the word Black now, is just simplifying it. But the word African economic education, to me, it resides with the area of knowing about how the economy is run, its production, its distribution, the trade and consumption. We discussed before about it.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, thank you very much. The AEE,
Yeah.
For me now, when we're coming back for it now, second time is AAE, African Economy Education. Wow.
Yeah, we've been trying so much as Africa to move forward. After the post-apartheid era, they've introduced the BEE, and now they've upgraded it to the BBB, BEE, which is broad-based Black economic empowerment.
Okay. That's proper.
So we are evolving as we go on, and these terms are just so we can find the perfect one to describe what we're talking about.
Oh wow! Thank you very much. So okay, as we are breaking down our African economy education, because from now it's an African economy education. As we are breaking it down, there's the word economy as itself. On my side, I put something down, and then it took me into these four types, which is production, distribution, and trade. and consumption. So I would want us to go much deeper on the economy word itself. What can you say about production as a whole? Can you tell us something about production and introduce people what is production on all sides?
Yes. Well, when we talk about production in economy, we're talking about factors of productions or the resources that people use to produce goods and services. And they're the building blocks of the economy. So we have divided this into categories, subtopics, and topics. But when we're talking about production, we're talking about things like land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Inside there now, there's something that catches me, like it brings me on the land and even the capital, a little bit of capital, and the labor on the side, even the entrepreneurship side, So let's talk more of the land. Someone might want to know, okay, they're talking about a land, and then the land now.
Yeah. The land. The land is it's a vital icon or a vital thing to the economy, because without the land, we are nowhere. Without ownership of the land, we have literally nothing, because we eat from the land, we live on the land, we are the land, if we can put it in layman's terms. So economically, so for African people to be uplifted, they need to be in ownership of the land, to do as they please for the land, to give back to the land as much as they take from the land.
So when you're checking, on my side, when I check, there's this capital side. You said very well about the land, that we are the land. As the people, we should own the land. We should make sure that we're doing something on our land. And on the capital side, there's something that the capital side, it's been hard for us ever since this system of kicking black, or let me just say African people from the economy side. They took capital. So on your side, how did you check it, that the word capital itself on these categories of production?
Capital, we can call it money if we want, but capital, I think, it summarizes the necessity of what the word means, capital. The ability to start something new, the ability to explore, the ability to do as you please, to make life better. Capital. Yeah, because most people, they're worried so much that they don't have money, they don't have this, that's why they won't do that,
It's this thing. It's so hurting. But as today, we are just moving on, breaking down BAEEE. We're moving on the entrepreneurship. We're still going to come back and talk more about why didn't we have access on the capital, which our listeners can be noting it down that, okay, part 2, we're coming back with something else. But then on the entrepreneurship side, entrepreneurship, how can you define entrepreneurship itself?
Entrepreneurship, well, there's so many definitions, but according to my understanding, entrepreneurship is the ability of a person to start their own business, to produce products, goods, services for the benefit of their community. Entrepreneurship is not depending on the central system as a whole, but depending on ourselves as an African community. Wow. Entrepreneurship is independence.
So an entrepreneur is that guy, is that person that can come and uplift and provide and make changes for the, and we need those guys in the African side, which they're already there, those guys. But then we'll enter more into it when we're coming back as we're moving forward, because as we agreed, we said we are breaking everything down. Let's go straight to the distribution. The distribution itself. Me, myself, I didn't go much deeper on the distribution side. And then, what can you say about distribution? What can people learn, or what can people go and research of at the distribution side?
Well, with distribution, it's literally you creating your own product, you supplying your goods, your services to to the mass. Distribution is literally taking whatever you have sold and giving it out there or selling it out there. Distribution is literally taking your product outside. Or rather selling your product within the community, because I want us to focus on the word African community, because now we can thrive to distribute our products and goods internationally, but what about locally? What about our people? What about the people that are next door to us? You, for example, you might find out that Mr. Ralubuvhi has a farm, but his farm is supplying France, Europe, Asia, and he has people who are in his community that are suffering, who need the products that he's planting.
That's true. That's true.
When it comes to distribution, we're going to prioritize who gets what first.
Yeah. And I still remember when we were sitting down one day, we were talking about how it was done late those days back then, when they used to the other guy used to plow this, and then they used to share the things which we're still going to talk more about it. When you talk about the African community, I thought of what we once sat down and talked about, if you still remember.
I do. I remember that. It was very intuitive of you to come up with that. There's a need for African people to provide for African people.
Yeah. So, okay.
You have to feed your community before you feed the world.
Thank you, my friend. You start at home.
Yeah,
that's true.
And, I mean, Africa has been feeding the whole Europe. I mean, for decades, for millennia, if I could say that, through exploitation and such. But that's politics. We need to establish an economy where we feed our own people.
We are coming on that. You just keep on pressing them. They should know that we are coming again, part 2. With something that it's from. And then while we're still here, I think we're going on the trade word. Word. Yeah. What can you say about the trade as we are defining our word economy?
Well, with trade, it's a very, very interesting topic. That one. Trading is simply selling and buying. It's simply giving and getting. I've looked up a few instances about the so-called trade war. You remember the trade war between China and America?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was during the Trump era.
Yeah.
So China was being exploited, or America saw fit that they used China's resources in order to improve their economy.
Economy, okay.
So it resulted in a trade war. So the trade war is when now countries and currencies now they no longer wanted to share with each other, because now they're at war, which was the trade war. If I could put it in layman's terms, if I'm to trade with you, it means I'm giving you a book, or let me say I'm giving you a book, and then you give me a pen.
Yeah.
We have traded. According to the value of the things we have traded. You need a book, I need a pen.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's say you have you for example, maybe you have 10,000 pens or 10 pens, and I have 10 books. I decided to give you one book and in exchange for 2 pens. For you to agree with that as a fair trade, then I mean that's a completion of a trade. That's it. Everybody's satisfied. Back in the day, our people used to trade with food. Somebody will bring maybe 10 millimils shifaki, like chikori in Chivenda.
Yeah.
And then they will get butternuts in exchange of those millimils.
Yeah.
So there was no money involved. But the word capital still applied in that trade, because we saw the value in the things that we're exchanging. Hence the trade.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get you, man. You're going deeper. You're going deep. And it's so nice. It's so perfect.
Opinion, man.
It's so proper. It's so proper that people will have questions to ask more. on the second time, because as a trade here, you said it all. You said it all, and
there's much more. There's much more to it than
much more.
But yeah, we must trade with each other.
Ah, that's proper. That's proper. So okay, there's this part now, consumption. I don't know if I should first play this audio for the people, but then and then we get back to the word consumption.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let me play the audio, and then while playing the audio, I'll have to put you on hold a little bit. That might I might have to drop you now for 6 minutes when this audio is playing, and then I'm getting back to you straight, and we continue with our African economy education.
I'll be listening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Whoever comes to America comes to build a cultural empire. Everyone except African Americans. So when you travel the country, you got a little Italy in every major city. Right. You got a Chinatown in every major city. You see, you even see little Cambodias popping up now around the United States.
Luther King in every city too.
Exactly. Well, you know
this the audio. It's if I can introduce the audio to the people who are listening. The audio it's Dr. Umar J Jensen. If I'm not mistaken, you can just listen straight, guys. And we are coming back to the word consumption after playing this audio for you guys. And we're continuing with our topic, guys. I hope you guys are listening there. Oh, let me not waste much time. Let me just play the audio.
Your street. Right. But there's no Africa town. There's no place in Black America you can go and find the 4 essential institutions needed for a community: bank, school, supermarket, hospital. And you know why that's ironic? Last year, Black America in 2016, we spent $2 billion on Air Jordans, $4 billion on liquor and alcohol, $600 million on fast food, and we bought twice the amount of Mercedes-Benzes as white America, although white America has twice the wealth of black folk. So the question becomes, what is it about the Mercedes-Benz that makes it so attractive to African Americans even when they can barely afford it? And it's because it's a status symbol.
That's all.
And one thing we know about oppressed people, when you can enjoy true freedom, you surround yourself with the symbols of that freedom. Absolutely. And that's why the Louis bag is so important. That's why our children will kill for Air Jordans. It's not the sneaker, it's what it represents. And if I believe I'm worthless, that means I can only add value to myself by what I put on my body as opposed to what I put in it.
How do we stop that?
Let's go to college. We all went to college. Remember in college?
Not mine. Okay.
But you've been on campuses. And you notice how fly the black undergraduates dress, right? But then when it comes time to pay that tuition, half of them got to take off a semester because they ain't got the money. Right. But look how you drive and look how you
didn't drive.
Because in most places now, you went to a HBCU.
I went to Hampton. You know, the females dressed up and then the fellas dressed up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It was what it was.
And I remember we had a financial aid seminar by the director of admissions. And he said, I don't understand y'all. He said, y'all got money for change. Y'all got money for Powerhouse. Y'all got money for Jordans. Y'all got money for nice cars. But you ain't got the money to pay your tuition. And you know what that's about? It's about priorities. I was at a home ownership seminar, and guess what the white guy said? He was from a bank, and he was honest. I agreed with him. He said, listen, it's not always about racism, although that was incorrect. But the point that he made next was correct. He said the problem is when y'all come to us for a loan, when African Americans walk into a white bank for a loan, what normally disqualifies you isn't even your credit so much or your employment history. It's your priorities. You often buy your car before you buy your house. Even if you have a half-decent income, if you already bought the caddy truck, the Benz, the Mercedes, and you're coming to look for a home after the car, I know that if you fall into tough economic times and you have to make a decision between your mortgage or your car note, you're going to pay your car note first.
Yeah, because I ain't bringing people over to the house, but they're going to see me pulling up all the time. So
Exactly.
I got to keep that truck.
Exactly. Now, people ask me back from a Donald Trump White House for Black America. And the answer is real simple. You can expect exactly what you got from a Obama White House. Absolutely nothing. See, the Obama years, and it's our fault, not Obama's, because we took a time out from political social agitation, we created an atmosphere in America where it's safe to ignore black people because black people voluntarily ignored themselves for 8 years.
You know why? Because Barack was that caddy truck. He was a symbol.
He was the symbol.
And we was happy with the symbol.
Without substance. And that's our problem. Now remember, right after Trump got elected, it was a women's march. Remember that? A lot of the same white women who put Trump in office turned around and marched. It wasn't because they were against Trump. Remember, after the Dr. King assassination, America decided on a social policy of never allowing the black agenda to be primary ever again. So whenever a president is elected, they automatically give them a non-black minority issue that will pretty much define their campaign. So with Barack Obama, it was the LBGT. So when he got elected, he went to war for the LBGTs as a way to eclipse our issues. As soon as Donald Trump got elected, you had the Women's March. So they're making it, and you had the immigrant situation right after that. So the minority issues during the Trump administration is going to be female issues and immigrant issues. No time for black. Here's the situation. Until we hate racism more than we hate each other, nothing's going to change. See, our problem is totally mental. We're $1 trillion people. We got all the degrees we need, all the expertise. But you know what we're lacking? That cultural commitment to ourselves. We're the only group who don't have it.
I was going to say that it almost feels like before we can fight racism, we have to fight self-hate.
Yeah, you're going to have a civil war.
Because we don't necessarily support ourselves. You know,
Not at all.
We don't help each other.
We're anti-African.
And a lot of times when, you know, it's difficult because it always seems like it's always a scheme. It's always something like
we don't trust each other.
You got two major issues supporting exactly what you said: an identity crisis and psychological homelessness. An identity crisis. Black people know they're not American, but they will fight like hell to protect that identity because they don't want to be identified with who they really are, and that's being African. We hate our Africanity. That's exactly why when I created the Unapologetically African movement, you see how quickly it morphed into Unapologetically Black. I never said unapologetically black. I said unapologetically African. But even within the black consciousness community, we are still anti-African because deep down within our subconscious, we were all conditioned by the same superstructure that made us feel that Africa wasn't anything worth claiming. So the blackness is a step away from whiteness, Envy,
right?
But it's still 10 steps away from your Africanity.
Raised like that, you know, as a kid, I'm not going to say my parents, but you always know when you get out the hood, you're doing well. When you live with the white folks, you're doing well.
Exactly.
When you have a lawyer and your lawyer's white, you're doing well. When you have a white accountant, you're doing well. That's
so your standard of excellence is outside of your community.
Absolutely.
And we're the only people who have a standard of excellence. And
Shalom, 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 shalom. You're with your boy Nostro T. We're live here at Frescofm, guys. That's Dr. Umar sharing his point of view on this story. So straight to Mr. A Ralubuvhi. I hope you were listening, right?
Yes, I was listening.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So going to our word consumption, after listening to to this to this interview, like we've been listening to this audio, and every time I listen to it, it brings that thing to me, you know. So yeah, as we go further, my friend, consumption. What can you say after listening to this word about consumption?
First of all, Dr. Umar is very intelligent, and I think he's striving very hard so the African people can discover who they are and finally embrace themselves as Africans and move forward, you know.
Yeah.
From what I've heard in from the audio, the word consumption was he stressed it when he mentioned priorities. As African people, we have an indifference when it comes to priorities.
Yeah.
You know, we hardly know how to prioritize. Yeah, he mentioned something about a friend or a guy who's from a bank that he said they cannot give black people a loan because they don't know their priorities.
Yeah.
We spend more money on things that do not improve our communities, even ourselves. I don't know why. I don't know how, because I'm also guilty of such.
Yeah.
You know, we buy the Mercedes Benz, we buy the expensive shoes, the expensive clothes. You know, we no longer really look into the future when it comes to investing our money. We invest it in the now. We consume instead of
all
giving
the
back.
time. Yeah. Yeah, so when you said things about symbols and all stuff, there's something there that okay. To open it up, some of the times I've been sitting with this. I've been sitting with someone, and then she told me I'm that guy of talking with science and all stuff. So even now, I'm talking with science, trying to say, okay, people can see me, or they can't see me. So about symbols, you said something about symbols. What can you say about symbol? Do you agree with him when he said that the symbols symbolizes freedom and all stuff, and then the whole process about that? Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I agree with him. As much as it has affected Americans, I mean African Americans, it also affected Africans who are in Africa.
We're wearing those Louis Vuittons.
And for most, not every, but for most Black or African people, they desire to have that Mercedes Benz. They desire to be as the white man. They desire to live in a community full of white people. That is the symbol of success for them.
Yeah. And
you mentioned.
Sorry, you can talk.
Yeah, you mentioned something about during the Obama administration that Black people had forgotten because they were distracted from their socio-economic difficulties, or if I could say that.
Yeah.
You mentioned that they were so comfortable that they forgot to focus on building communities. Of course, there are people who were building Black communities, but the mass as a whole was focused on the fact that there's a symbol of a Black man as a leader. Therefore, we have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
They were comfortable in the struggle, Yeah, which is a downfall for African people, because unlike African Americans, I don't think we hate ourselves, even though the Western media has influenced us so much. We despise who we are. We despise our Africanism. We despise our Blackness.
So, okay, in a simple word, we can say that. I cannot say that, because even today I still ask myself, is it that we were that ignorance, or okay, there's something like this that we can do for ourselves and all stuff, or we were into what do you call that word? Into what?
Intimidated.
Yeah, the word. We were intimate. English, it's not my what, but then to forget about.
History can tell a lot about what happened, but somebody once said that history belongs to the victor. Whatever we're told from history, it's most of it is from the Western media. It's from the Western books. It's from the Western scholars who wrote what happened. Even though we have the spoken word to mouth from our people and our great grandfathers and grandmothers who told us what really went down.
Yeah. I get you. Like we said that we still have part 2 that is coming, which we will share with the people that we're coming back with part 2. They will see that we're coming back with part 2, and then as we're still going much deeper on the topic, and would want us to leave it here with a question. What can we do with this little information that we shared here today, and what can you say to people about this small information, the breakdown that we shared here, and leave them with something, what they can go and do and do that, and then when we come back, we're coming back with something much deeper.
Of course. Yeah. Well, for my people as a whole, I will encourage them to always strive to edify themselves, to know more, know how to do things, And Dr. Umar mentioned something about the 4 central institutions needed for a successful community.
Yeah,
which is what the bank, the supermarket, the schools, the hospitals.
The hospitals, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if we look at our communities, is there a bank in your community? Is there a school? Is there a supermarket and a hospital? In most cases, no. We have to go to another community to get a hospital. We have to go to a town to get a bank.
Yeah, that's true.
If you find one of those institutions, you will find 1 or 2, but never 4. But we as African people need to have a community that has all those things
and owned.
Yes, black owned.
Yes.
African owned, if I could say that. Yeah.
African owned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, to be part of the economy, we have to have our own economy, our own economy that is standing on its own. You know, our own supply and demand, our own opportunity cost.
Production, everything. We have to.
Yes. So a black or an African person must thrive to improve their community. They must not thrive to be part of somebody else's community so they can edify it. They must improve where they are from. So if you are the doctor, be a doctor, yes. Go back to your community. Be the doctor in your community.
Wow.
If you are a lawyer, do the same. If you're a banker, create a bank in your community. We need that.
Yeah, that's true. As we wrap up, as I say, we're wrapping up, closing. My friend, we're coming back for part 2. Let's hold it here, and then I'll be playing some mix, and then wait if there were people that were listening. Some will catch up as we have the whole month of this topic, and I want to make sure that we have small series of it, which is going to be proper. I know we are moving with you, my guy. Thank you so much for being for having this time to come here and sit down with Nostro T at Frescofm. It's so appreciated. The team says thank you very much. Thank you.
The pleasure is all mine, man. Let's make a cultural impact out here.
Thank you. Proper. Shalom, my friend.
Shalom, my friend.
Shalom. You're with your boy Nostro T, guys. We're live here at Frescofm, and you heard, guys. You heard what we shared. We broke down the black economy education, and now we're calling it African economy education. You know, and it's so nice, guys. It's so nice. A lot has been shared, and if you're somewhere there and you were listening, and you have something to share, or you have some questions, or you want to be part of this series that we're holding here at Frescofm, you can come on board, guys. You can come on board, and on our Facebook page there, you can go there, and you can text even on my WhatsApp number 073-281-1411, and share your thoughts of what we were talking right away. I'm still here for the next 30 minutes. I'll be here from now. I'll be here, and I'll be playing DJ 10's mix. As I said, it will be continuing the mix where it ended. It will be continuing, guys, and we'll be with you. There's some technical issues there and there. Don't worry about it. While I'm playing the DJ 10's mix, while it's continuing, guys, for the next 30 minutes until this mix finishes, guys, I'll be here with you, waiting for you guys to share your thoughts on this topic: African economic education or black economy education. I'm no longer saying black economy education. It's AEE actually, and we defined it. We broke it down, and we will share this on our YouTube channel, guys, for the next part. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my friend. It was very proper, very proper.